Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and man, I have been missing you guys. For those of you who didn't know, I had a migraine over these past few days, and oh my gosh, it was terrible, it was awful, completely knocked out. When I have a migraine, I can't look at a computer screen, I can't listen to any noises, like YouTube videos or anything like that. If I try to do anything like that, I just end up throwing up. So it was awful, terrible, terrible, terrible. The good news, though, is I do have a doctor's appointment on April 12th, which is next Monday, to go and get some new migraine medicine. So I'm really hoping that the doctor will be able to give me some migraine medicine to get over these migraines so that I can just not have to deal with these things anymore. They are so debilitating. It's awful. But let's get into some good news. So the good news is, even though the markets were closed on Friday, there was some incredible news that came out Thursday night and into Friday, and I gotta tell you guys about it. I am so excited. Man, April is shaping up to be an incredible month in the stock market. I think April could be right up there with January. This really is an incredible month in the stock market. So, I don't want to delay any. I want to get right into today's news. I want to get right into the stock picks for Monday. So let's do it. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 10 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch one video each day and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's video, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Today's video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who are wondering, you are currently looking at the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. Alright, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is AAPL. This is Apple, and StockMo included AAPL in its list of the best 4 growth stocks to buy now. StockMo let us know that UBS upgraded AAPL, saying that they believe that 8% of all global EV sales will be Apple vehicles. UBS is also predicting that within 10 years, nearly 100% of vehicles sold will be EVs. StockMo says that will add a lot of revenue for AAPL. On TIPRANKS, we can see that the average analyst price target is $155, which represents a 26% upside from Thursday's closing price. By the way, guys, I know a lot of you use TIPRANKS. It's a free service that I have. If you don't currently use it, you can sign up. There's a link to TIPRANKS in the description of this video. The consensus information is free of charge, but if you want the individual details and all of the articles that cover each analyst price targets and ratings, this information you do have to pay for. Now the good news is that if you guys want access to this paid information, TIPRANKS is going to be running a special for Easter, and I'm going to let you guys know what that special is in my next video. Alright, next up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. Trey's Trades explained the 500 million share dilution that has been in the news lately. Essentially, there is a vote coming up in May where shareholders are going to vote on whether or not to add 500 million shares to AMC. If that vote is approved by shareholders, it won't have any immediate effect on shareholders. Shareholder value will only go down if AMC decides to use those shares to dilute the number of outstanding shares through a share offering. And that, of course, can only happen if the vote is approved, which it might not be. All of that said, StockMo said he sold his AMC on Thursday due to the announcement of the 500 million share dilution. He said he plans to rebuy AMC once AMC does a share offering and the price finishes bottoming out. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. The merger is supposed to happen sometime between April and June of this year. StockMo was surprised that CCIV performed better than NIO on Thursday, given the fact that NIO beat their delivery numbers. StockMo thinks that might be because CCIV has not recovered in the same way that NIO and some of the other EV stocks have. StockMo did reiterate his $40 to $50 year-end price prediction. Next up is CHPT. This is ChargePoint, and they are the largest charging station company in North America with 73% of the market share. The stock jumped significantly this week after President Biden released his infrastructure plan, where he plans to invest $2 trillion into EV infrastructure over the next few years. StockMo said he is kicking himself for not buying options on CHPT. He was very close to doing so, but decided to buy options on NIO instead. Regardless, StockMo is still bullish on CHPT, and he sees CHPT continuing to go higher as Biden's infrastructure plan rolls out. The average analyst price target is $42.50, which is still a 42% upside from Thursday's closing price. Next up is CTRM. This is Castor Maritime, and they are a commercial shipping company. Keen and Grace let us know that CTRM reported a 1 cent per share loss a few days ago. Despite that, CTRM has doubled the number of ships they owned, and they have also doubled their revenues. So it's just a matter of time until CTRM starts to see profits again. The stock has continued to drop, but both Keen and Grace and I think now is getting back to a good buy zone. I am personally waiting for CTRM to drop down closer to the 100-day EMA before adding more shares to my portfolio. Therefore, I will give you a buy-enter price of 70 cents, an ideal buy-in price of 67 cents, and a stop-loss price of 64 cents. Next up is IPOE. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with SoFi, which is an online fintech startup. StockMode listed IPOE as one of the best growth stocks to buy now. He likes the fact that their EBITDA is projected to grow 4,000%. SoFi is also working to get their bank charter, which will allow them to operate as a real bank. This is the same thing that Square just did. Operating as a bank will allow SoFi to provide more loans and in turn generate more revenue and profits. If SoFi gets their bank charter, that is expected to add an additional $300 million to their EBITDA. In addition, I will remind you that SoFi is going to allow retail investors such as you and I to get access to IPOs before they go public. Imagine being able to buy Airbnb for $65 pre-IPO and then being able to sell it at $146 when it started trading publicly. That is what SoFi is going to allow retail investors to do soon. By the way, if you don't currently have a SoFi account, I recommend you open one so that you can take advantage of the upcoming pre-IPO trading. In addition to that feature, SoFi currently offers DRIP or dividend reinvestment purchases. They also offer fractional shares. In my mind, while Webull is the best trading platform, I think SoFi is the best long-term investing platform. If you want to open an account, make sure you check out their current promotion first. You can view SoFi's current promotion on my promotions page. I have a link to my promotions page in the description of this video. Next up is MVIS. This is Microvision, and this company produces LiDAR and heads-up displays for autonomous driving vehicles. Keen and Grace let us know that MVIS received a new patent in Europe. That patent was closely tied to the Microsoft HoloLens deal with the Army. This stock mooned on Wednesday on that news, but pulled back on Thursday. MVIS is a great company, but Keen and Grace warned everyone not to chase. Wait for MVIS to pull back a little bit more. Keen and Grace wants to see a pullback below the 21-day EMA. Therefore, he gave a buy-enter price of $15 and an ideal buy-in price of $13. I will give you slightly different numbers. I will give you a buy-enter price of $15.50, an ideal buy-in price of $14, and a stop-loss price of $12.75. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. Keen and Grace let us know that NIO just released their March delivery numbers. NIO delivered 7,257 vehicles in March, which was a 373% year-over-year increase. That also brings their 3-month total to 20,060 vehicles, which is a 423% year-over-year increase. And that's very impressive given the global chip shortage that is happening right now and the fact that they had to close their factory for 5 days. Now, StockMo said he was not surprised. He said that companies do not release numbers that they can't beat. NIO initially popped, but then sold off later in the day on Thursday. I will remind you that StockMo has a $75 year-end price target on NIO. Also, the average analyst price target is $64.67, which represents a 63% upside from Thursday's closing price. Also, Chris Sain gave an update on his NIO put option recommendation. He showed that he took a 98% loss on this play. In my last video, I called this play foolish and recommended that you do not follow Chris Sain on this play. My reason was partially because all of the technicals were bullish, and I really thought NIO would go up and not down, which it did. And also because when you buy a single leg option, you tend to lose money 90% of the time. I will put out a video later this month on how to trade options profitably. Just know that buying single leg options, whether they be calls or puts, is not the way to make money on options. And the fact that Chris Sain realized a 98% loss is a great example why. Next up is NNOX. This is NanoX Imaging, and they're a new X-ray manufacturer that significantly reduces costs compared to current X-ray technology. Keen and Grace let us know that just a few hours ago, NNOX announced that they received FDA approval for their single-source imaging X-ray. Keen and Grace showed us how NNOX ran up to $94 a share back in January on nothing more than a rumor that they were going to get FDA approval. Now they've actually received it. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens to NNOX stock price on Monday. The average analyst price target is $67, which is based upon NNOX getting FDA approval. So this week, I expect NNOX to get to somewhere between $67 and $94 a share. Now looking longer term, NNOX just received approval for their single source imaging X-ray. They plan to deploy 15,000 of these machines by the end of 2024. The next catalyst will be when NNOX submits, and then again when they get FDA approval for their multi-source imaging X-ray. The multi-source imaging X-ray is the one that they want to distribute worldwide. NNOX plans to submit their multi-source imaging X-ray for FDA approval by the end of this year, and we should get FDA approval for that by the end of next year. So how am I playing this? Well, for starters, if you don't already own NNOX, you might want to buy this right when the pre-market opens at 4 a.m. If you do not have access to pre-market trading starting at 4 a.m. Eastern Time, then I strongly suggest you open an account with Webull so that you can start trading pre-market and aftermarket from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you aren't able to buy NNOX right at 4 a.m., then you're going to miss out on the majority of the price action. If you want to open an account with Webull, you will get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 when you use my link in the description below and deposit $100. So use my link in the description of this video to open an account and deposit $100 so that you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 and you can start trading right when the pre-market opens at 4 a.m. Now, if you already own NNOX, there are 2 things I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I will be looking to sell my short-term position sometime this week. I bought NNOX on margin, so I'm anxious to close out that short-term trade. I will probably just set a 10% trailing stop loss in NNOX and let the position close itself out automatically. Regarding my long-term trade, I'm going to just keep holding. I will be holding until they get FDA approval for their multi-source imaging X-ray, which I expect will happen sometime next year. Next up is PSFE. This is PaySafe, and they're a payments platform focused on the gaming industry. They're formerly under SPAC symbol BFT. Stockmo listed this as one of the 4 best growth stocks to buy now. Stockmo likes how PSFE is predicting 15% year-over-year growth. I would wait before buying PSFE because SPACs almost always sell off post-merger, so I would be waiting for a clear bottom before purchasing PSFE. Once it does bottom out though, this would make a great stock for a long-term portfolio. Next up is SKLZ. This is Skills, and they're an online gaming company. Stockmo listed SKLZ as one of the 4 best growth stocks to buy now. Stockmo said SKLZ is in a sale price right now. He thought it would get down to $19 to $20 a share at the lowest, and now it's below that. In addition, it looks like it might want to continue dropping lower. So while Stockmo does believe that SKLZ is going to be an industry leader in the skill-based gaming industry, he does recommend waiting for SKLZ to bottom out before buying. Now on TIPRANKS, we can see that the average analyst price target is $30.67, which represents a 63% upside from Thursday's closing price. And I will tell you that I don't think you're going to have to wait much longer for SKLZ to bottom out. I do think SKLZ will bottom out sometime this week. So make sure you keep SKLZ on your watch list and get ready to buy it once it bottoms out. Next up is SQ. This is Square. Keen and Grace showed us that 2 days ago, the CEO of Square sold $21 million worth of Square, or 100,000 shares. However, in TIPRANKS, we can see more insight into this, and we can see that this sale was an uninformative sell. meaning that this was most likely tied to compensation package and not something negative with the company. Now, if we take a look at what the analysts have to say, we can see that the average analyst price target is $276.96, which represents a 20% upside from Thursday's closing price. Now, as far as when to buy, I actually think now would be a good time. The MACD is forming a golden cross, the RSI is rising, and SQ closed above all of the EMA lines on Thursday. So the technicals are very bullish right now. Because of that, I will give you a buy-in price of $240, an ideal buy-in price of $220, and a stop-loss price of $200. Also, I recommend this as a long-term hold. Next up is TSLA. This is Tesla, and they're an American EV manufacturer. Stockmo and Keenan Grace let us know that TSLA announced their delivery numbers today, and they blew their delivery numbers out of the water. They were expected to deliver 168,000 vehicles, and they actually delivered 184,000 vehicles. And keep in mind that they did this during a global semiconductor chip shortage. That news should help Tesla's stock price on Monday. Now, Stockmo is our trusted EV analyst, and he went over a lot of overall EV market news today. So if you want a good overview of the EV market as a whole, where it's going in the next few years, and some of the upcoming catalysts for the EV market, then I recommend you go watch Stockmo's video that he uploaded Friday evening. Next up is VUZI. This is VUZI, and they're an augmented reality company that already has a lot of customers. Dead Inside let us know that Microsoft won a contract to provide nearly $22 billion worth of augmented reality headsets to the U.S. Army. That announcement caused all players in the industry to rise, including VUZI and MVIS. The reason is because Microsoft's contract provides validation to the augmented reality headset industry. Dead Inside has been doing further research into VUZI and stumbled across a tweet showing a Walmart employee using VUZI's glasses. Along with a note that VUZI's glasses were helping large retailers keep up with Amazon. Now, it may just be noise or rumor, but Dead Inside also covered an announcement from VUZI that a quote-unquote leading U.S. general merchandise retailer had just entered into an agreement with VUZI to order their $2,500 M400 smart glasses. The press release also noted that this contract was with a Fortune 100 business. So this contract could potentially result in millions of dollars in revenue for VUZI. If you are interested in investing with VUZI, I would encourage you to make this investment a long-term hold. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and get a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And if you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up and deposit $100, they're going to give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. They're also going to give me 1 free stock, so it helps you out and it also helps the channel out. Finally, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.